Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I hope all of my students are in the best of their health and all of them are safe. As you know that we have started this topic in the last 2 weeks, today we are going to solve a worksheet of sound. So in today's lesson, you shall be able to revise the topic of sound and solve this worksheet of sound independently. Before we start our new worksheet, let us first revise the concept of sound. Sound is a type of energy made by vibrations that travels from one place to another. Sounds are created when something vibrates, and these vibrations are detected by our ears, and then these vibrations are picked up by the brain, and the brain identifies them as different sounds. In the picture that is shown below, you can clearly see that a sound is coming from the speaker. The sound is traveling as vibrations in the form of sound waves. So my dear students, let's look at today's work. This is the first exercise from our worksheet. Our first question is fill in the blanks. The first fill in the blank is when objects move back and forth very fast, they dash. What do? They vibrate. As we know, in vibrations, the objects move back and forth. Our second fill in the blank is vibrations of sound are picked up by our dash. Which body part picks up vibrations? That's right, ear. Our third blank is the dash turns the vibrations into sounds. Which body part turns the vibrations into sound? Brain. Our next fill in the blank is sound travels in dash. What does the sound travel in? Sound travel in the form of waves. Blank number 5 is low sound make waves with dash gaps. As we have previously discussed that low pitch sounds have larger gap between each wave. Blank number 6 is high sounds make waves with dash gap. What is the gap between waves in high pitch sound? That's right, there's a smaller gap. Blank number 7 is sounds can be dash. They can be heard. Blank number 8 is sounds dash from one place to another. What do the sounds do? They travel from one place to another. I hope students there is no confusion in the fill in the blanks. Now let's have a look at the next question of our worksheet. There is a question that how sounds are useful. Sounds help us to hear, detect, and identify different sounds. Now my dear students, if there are no sounds and we are not able to hear any sound, how can we talk to each other? How can we listen to the music? Or even, how are we going to hear the birds? How am I going to give you a lesson? So that is why, my dear students, Allah has given us this amazing blessing to be able to hear, detect, and identify between different sounds. If we are listening to a sound of a guitar playing, then our brain recognizes it as the sound of a guitar. But if you are talking to a certain friend, the brain recognizes the voice of that friend. So that is how, my dear students, sounds are helpful to us. Now let's look at the third question from our exercise. Draw two things that produce sound. I have given you an example of two things that produce sound, that is an alarm clock and a drum. With the sound of an alarm clock, we wake up in the morning. We are also able to identify the drum beating in a music. Now, my dear students, you have to think about two things that produce sound and draw them on your worksheets. Now, my dear students, I hope you will be able to perform this worksheet by yourself. And with this lesson, our topic of sound is finished. Thank you, students. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.